is this is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Shataya here at Chicago Branch Great Millstone, prophesizing the return of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. You all ignorantly call him Jesus, but his true and Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. Coming at you with another lesson. Lord will, it is edifying through the Spirit, but as always, before we get started, we're going to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Raka'akadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders here at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Honors to the hopeful elect. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible. Salutation to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity, the speckled bird, and all those whose lineage goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, healthy Barakatha. And the Akwaf, that's the sisters, those of you out there listening and learning in silence as the scriptures say to do so, to you I say shalom. And I have a video here. I have to read the copyright disclaimer before I play it. But again, Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. Okay, so this is Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, pulling the veil off of these wicked people, okay? Exposing these wicked people, showing you who they really are, okay? All right? And it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and his servants, the prophets, who are his mouthpieces, who speak on his behalf, who he rests his spirit on to tell you what's going on, okay? Like Marvin Gaye say, what's going on? Well, this is what's going on. The Lord is making this man bare and exposing him, taking the veil off of him, okay? And bringing forth pretty much an end to his kingdom, okay? An end to his rulership, all right? But that's another lesson in itself. But this is how he's being made bare, all through the spirit of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and the prophets, all right? Obadiah 1 and 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And I just told you, through the spirit of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, putting this knowledge on his prophets to bring it forth and tell you all right? And that's what he's doing. He's exposing this man, taking the veil off, where you can see his perverse ways, okay? You can see his diabolical methods, okay? You can see his homosexual tendencies, all right? You can see him for who he really is, a phony, a fraud, a flagazi. If you ever seen that movie, Donnie DeBrosco, he's a flagazi, all right? And I have a video. I'm going to play it, bring out a few precepts. And again, Lord will, the lesson is edifying. But before I do, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So this is not for financial gain. It's for educational purposes only. Okay, Israel? And without further ado, we'll let the video roll.
This is the country we are supporting, funding, literally going into more debt in order to support. These people are monsters, and I don't know, Jang. Like, how do we get away from them? Like, how do we decouple? Like, we need to start having serious conversations, strategic conversations about making that happen. I will work with anyone. I don't care. Okay, this needs to stop. I don't want my money going to these demons. Okay? Anyway, back to you.
So they also use dogs to rape men. So 50% of the kids, huge percentage of the men and the women. And they thought, they'll be so ashamed they won't tell anyone. Plus, as they were leaving the facilities, the Israeli guards would tell them, you better not tell anyone, otherwise we'll kill you and your kids and your parents. Why? Because they're terrorists. The Israeli government is the biggest terrorist organization in the world by the definition of terrorism. It's not hyperbole. It is just an empirical fact. Their civilian kill ratio is the worst in the world. They kill 100 times more people than innocent civilians than Hamas or Hezbollah. And they do the most sick, depraved sexual assaults and rapes of their detainees. And by the way, we call them detainees. And when
they're hostages.
When Hamas took hostages, we called them hostages. But in reality, Israel arrests tens of thousands of Palestinians on no charges. And for a lot of them, they never charge them with anything at all. But they do beat them. They starve them in those prisons. They oftentimes get diseases in those prisons. They rape them in those prisons. And that's what they do to their hostages. They're hostages because they never charge with any crimes. Israel takes 10 times more hostages than Hamas does, and they abuse them much worse than Hamas does. But they have a bunch of terrorist sympathizers in America that are all the cable news anchors and almost all of mainstream media, and their job is to protect the fascists. Their job is to protect the terrorists so you don't find out how they're raping people with dogs, because that's what the Israelis are doing. Guys, this is not about ethnicity, religion, or race. Fascism goes around the world, and it was in Germany before. It's not endemic to Germany. It's not there anymore. It wasn't there before. It's not there after. It's same thing in Serbia, same thing in Turkey, and now it's in Israel. And the reason it happens is really important for you to know, because that's how we're going to stop it. Because if you don't know why, you're never going to be able to stop it. It comes from two things. One is enormous victimhood complex. The Germans thought after World War I that they were the greatest victims in the world, and they've been so badly abused, and they needed to protect themselves. And against who? Against the entire planet. What does that sound like? It sounds identical to Israel. We're the biggest victims in the world, and we have to protect ourselves by murdering all of our neighbors. And you hear the lunatics say it all the time, because once fascism sets in, there's zombies. So they say, well, if we let the Palestinians be free, they would kill us all. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't do what you're doing, because they're not fascists. Now, the reason they're not fascist, most, of course, countries and ethnicities, et cetera, aren't, is because they're lacking the second problem. So the Palestinians are plenty victim enough at this point. But the second issue that leads to fascism is out of control extreme power. The Germans wound up with an enormous military, and they easily conquered Sudetenland, Belgium, France, almost all of Europe, super easily. And Israel now seems to have unlimited power. And who's enabling that? We are. We give them infinite money. We make sure that no one on planet Earth is allowed to hold them accountable. That is literal. We go to the UN and go, don't you dare to criticize them for genocide. Don't you dare criticize them for starving Palestinian children to death. Don't you dare criticize them for any of their wars. So we protect them with Iron Dome physically. We protect them politically, diplomatically, financially, and we give them hundreds of billions of dollars, again, that is a literal fact, and trillions of dollars in warfare on their behalf. So with this kind of unlimited power and the massive victimhood complex that they have in Israel, fascism is inevitable. So how do you stop it? You stop it by taking their power away. That's what's encouraging them and aiding and abetting them in their wild, out of control, rogue state that they are now. Cut the funding entirely, not 10 years from now. As I can't believe our media is giving Netanyahu credit. Oh, he's so generous. He only asked for 10 more years of funding. That is not generous. That is a robbery. End the robbery. So not one more dollar to Israel, and we'll be on our way to fixing it. But of course, our politicians and our media are way too corrupt. So they're going to keep stealing your money and handing it over to Israel for more and more rapes and sexual assaults and murders and terrorism. That's all the Israelis have now.
All right, micrograms
there
in
you
our
have it,
Twitch.
Israel. The video is actually about 15, 16 minutes long, but I let it play to about the 5-minute mark, okay? So, again, let's go here. Okay, let's go here. All right, let's get it. Jeremiah 49:10. Okay, Jeremiah 49:10, it says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not." So Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, has taken the veil off of this man. And he's done that by creating a spirit of division, all right? These people are divided. And it talks about a kingdom divided, it cannot stand, okay? You see the people over here in Babylon, aka America, are now starting to rebel, rise up against these small hatters, the international, banking elites, the global banking elites, okay, against Amulek, which is the chief tribe of the tabernacles of Edom, okay, for you all out there listening and learning. Teman, if I stay in this Jeremiah 49:10, they are the Germans. They are the smartest tribe of the tabernacles of Edom, okay? And Russia, okay, the Medes, okay, they are the strongest tribe of the tabernacles of Edom, and they are occupying the footprint of the bear, all right? But they're Edomites, okay? Let's go up here where I could show you. It says, right here, Jeremiah 49:7, "Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the pudent? Is their wisdom vanished?" And the answer to that is yes, okay? Because contrary to popular belief, these are not the biblical Israelites of the Bible, okay? These are not the biblical Hebrews of the Bible. These people are imposters. It talks about that in Zechariah 9:6, I do believe, a bastard in Ashdod, okay? So these people are self-proclaimed Jews, self-proclaimed. Why do you think they call themselves Jewish and not Jews? That word ish means kind of like, sort of, but not the real thing. Why do you think they call themselves Israelis instead of Israelites? They are imposters, okay? They're flagazes, all right? And this is all through the spirit of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, exposing these people, okay? He's created a perverse spirit, all right? And that's the spirit of division, okay? These people, let's go here. Let's go here. Where do we need to go? Psalms, and we need Psalm 64, and we need Psalm 64:8. And it says, "So they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." And you see what she says? These people are demons. They're monsters. Okay, and that's that perverse spirit. That's that spirit of division, okay? All right, they're starting, it's starting to happen, okay? This is prophecy being fulfilled, all right? And it's a spirit of division, all right? I'll bring that out too. Matthew, Mark, I don't know which one I'll get. I'll bring that out, okay? But right here, it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee from them. And you hear what that lady just said with the Young Turks. She's trying to get away from these people. I don't want them to have any more of my money because this government has been hijacked, okay? And it's pretty much under the influence of Israel, okay? All right? That's who runs Babylon, aka America, okay? This place is not a country. I've been telling you this for years. It is a corporation, all right? It has a ghost payroll, all right, and a shadow government. And we all know what that means. This guy, DJ Trump, okay, Nero in reincarnation, that's what our apostles and our elders believe. So do I and all the men here at Great Millstone. He's being told what to do. He's just a puppet. I'm your puppet. And they just pulling him by the strings, telling him what to do, okay? And it has a ghost payroll. You heard the lady say, I'm tired of giving them my money. Everything here is kicked back over to Israel, all right? It's like the elder Malcolm said, their children, by the time they get 18, 21, they're millionaires. That's why they can, 2 or 3 of them can invest $500,000, $1 million a piece and start these big corporations and these big businesses, okay? And what is happening, that 2nd Ezra's 15th chapter, that sedition is coming into play now, okay? That sedition is coming into play, and these people are starting to tell on themselves, okay? Psalm 64 and 8, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee. All right? So let's go here real quick. Let's grab it in Job. Let's get Job 15 and 16. Is that it? Job 15 and 6, Salakia. Thy own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, their own lips testify against thee. You see what I'm talking about? And that's that spirit of division that Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai is causing on these people. And the whole congregation, the whole world, okay, is seeing them for who they really are. All right? And these people don't believe in the Bible. They go by the Talmud. I've been trying to get the elder Malcolm to let me see that book now for a while. Lord, I'll get to see it and look at it. The Talmud. They don't even believe in the Bible. Okay? And now the people over here are rising up. That's that spirit of sedition. And that's that spirit of division that the Lord has put between these people, okay? All right. Where do I want to go? And these are not the biblical Hebrews of the Bible. These are not the biblical Israelites of the Bible. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, okay? They covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is he, roughly paraphrasing Job 9 and 24. All right, stay in Job and let's grab it, okay? Let's grab it, all right? It says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he. So that's who's running the world right now. The wicked, which are the global banking elites who these people just got finished talking about, the Young Turks. And that's through the spirit of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Obadiah 1 and 6. That's how these things are sought up, through our Lord and Savior, our power. Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, okay? All right, let's get this now. Daniel 4 and 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and watchers are the prophets, okay? All right. and the demand by the word of the holy ones, in the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomever so he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. The lowest form of life on the planet, that's who's running this place right now, and that's because we're on timeout for our disobedience, for disobeying the laws and breaking the covenant with our power, okay? And that's who's running this country, okay? The basis of men, the wicked, all right? Because they don't have the fear of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai in them, man. Okay? They don't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, okay? Everything that they do, you see, is clean contrary to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, all right? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible, the true Israelites, the elect of that would never do what these people are doing through the fear of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, man. We fear the Lord too much to do that. I ain't gonna rape, I definitely not finna rape no goddamn man, but I ain't finna rape a woman. Too many of them flock to me, okay? I ain't got to rape them. They, you know, but this is a perverse people. This is the basis of men, all right? Let's go here real quick, all right? Proverbs. Is that Proverbs 24? Let me see. That's Proverbs 8, Salakia, Israel, 8 and 24. That's it, 8 and 24, Salakia. Proverbs 8. It's in here somewhere, Salakia. Proverbs 8 and 24. I can't find it. Okay, this is it right here. It says, I just had it, I do believe. Proverbs 8 chapter, I'm looking for to hate evil. To fear the Lord is to hate evil. Do good. Proverbs 8. Okay. Here it go right here. The water Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. The water Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And Salakia for taking me so long. Proverbs 8 and 13. It says, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogance, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate. Okay? Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. And sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. So you see what I just told you? Those who fear the Lord, those who keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, which are his elect, okay, would never do the perverse things that these people are doing over there. And that's because I just gave you that Daniel 4:17. They are the bases of men. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and these are the people running the world. I just played the video for you to show you the sickness in these people, okay? And like I said, they are being put on display. Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai is letting the congregation, which is the world, see their diabolical methods, their perverse ways, their homosexual tendencies, all of the above, okay? All right, so you know that they have no fear of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai in them, and you can clearly see that this is the wicked, okay? And that's what the wicked do, all right? That's what the wicked do, okay? I just want to make a point here. I'll get ready to close the lesson. Where do I want to go next? Okay, let's go here. Let's grab Mark. Let's get Mark 3:24 up in there. Mark 3:24, it says, start at 23, Mark 3:23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. And that's what we're witnessing. Verse 10, this is what we're seeing in real time. Daniel 7:6, an end is come. An end is come. Watch it for it. It is come, roughly paraphrasing, and we're at the end of this thing. It says in Ecclesiastes, better is the end of a thing than the beginning. All right. So this man is coming to the end of his rulership, and he's being exposed, but hey, you're seeing him for who he really is. We'll go here and we'll get ready to close the lesson. Let's grab Luke 12. Okay, and we'll go to Luke 12:2. And it says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in the darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear, in the closet, shall be proclaimed upon the housetops, okay? So everything done in the dark is coming to light. If it don't come out in the wash, it's damn sure gonna come out in the rinse, okay? And this is all through the spirit of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Obadiah 1:6. How the things that Esau searched out. How is his secret places, okay? Roughly paraphrasing, that's Obadiah 1:6. I won't want to butcher it, I'll get it again, okay? Let's grab it. Let's get that Obadiah, okay? 1:6, and it says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden places sought up? And I just gave you Jeremiah 49:10. He's making this man bare. And he's letting you see his perverse ways, his diabolical methods, his homosexual tendencies, and all of the above. This is the wicked, okay? All right? That's pretty much all I have right now. Lord will was edifying through the Spirit. In closing, I want to say, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Reka Akadash, Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, rise Israel, rise in a bob of bowl. Death to these people, man.